I don't think that's going to be surprising for anyone at all. I do think our next upcoming match will be bomo versus JT. So this will be an interesting match to look over. I think this got covered earlier today. Bomo is the one who took out Banny from the tournament, right? Am I not mistaken here? Interesting. Okay, so we got Bomo, the Banny killer, showing up to take on JT, who we've seen play today. We've seen Bomo play. Granted, I think we only saw Bomo play for a little bit. I don't think we got to cover a full series with him when we saw him play briefly. So it'll be neat to see what they're going to do for this next matchup. I think this is also going to be a close one. Honestly, I think at this point, we are in the lower bracket, so whoever loses will get knocked out of the tournament. But I think at this point, you can't start guessing on how close, or you can't assume that a match isn't going to be close. It just becomes a guessing game of how close is the match going to be. And I think a match like this, honestly, I think it'll be. I'll give it a 4-kill game. Who will win? I have no idea. I think I'm going to put my money on Bomo, but I have no idea.
Yeah, you can bet with your channel points and, maybe come out big. If you think you know who's going to win Bomo versus JT as they're getting all locked and loaded for the meantime. We got Bomo once again getting some early warm-up on some of the moderators, but I do think it is going to come down to the wire. Very important to note, like you said, that the loser is going to go home after this. It's going to be the end of their run in the tournament, but they would have already secured, I believe, let me just double check. They would have already secured 300 big ones. And right now, whoever wins this is guaranteed a minimum of 400. So they're basically playing for a $100 increase. So, which is crazy because $100 for an MGE tournament would have already have sounded like a lot for majority of people, but this is just what they're playing for between 5th and 4th. So a lot on the line as we've got JT and Bomo here as we're going to start this lower bracket semifinals.
A little bit of news from another part of the tournament. Higher has taken out Halu 2-0 on both maps. So Halu, I believe, is out of the runnings for this tournament, but they walk away with something at the very least. So, it's not the end of the world, but JT here with a 2-kill lead was 3 for a good moment. Bomo trying to close the gap here. Isn't quite able to. It's going to be a nice... Oh, another nice...
My God.
Oh, my goodness. Hello?
JT.
You guys got word.exe open on his PC or something. I don't know what just happened there, but Bomo as getting stomped by these rockets for the moment. 5 kills behind, now 4 kills behind. Could my prediction be wrong? I did put 6K on Bomo. I might have cursed myself by gambling.
Dang, you put 6K on Bomo. Well, I mean, it could definitely happen. Bomo, an amazing scout, one invite a plethora of times with a plethora of different teams, and is now trying to see if he can maybe win this tournament. But first, he's got to go up against JT, who's got a very strong lead against him right now. He's going to be working through the low ground, but immediately gets popped up and shot down with the shotgun. And JT just looking so good in the first part of Badlands. Probably going to lose this one, but health differential is too great for him to overcome. But nice little air shot onto Bomo, sends him down to the ground. And he's just, when you're hitting amazing air shots onto scouts like that, it's almost just basically a one game for you.
Yeah, I mean, when you are putting up the performance that JT is putting up right now, this round you can kind of just write off, at least for the time being. You still have to play with, your head on your shoulders. You got to keep your head on a swivel. You can't, let your head get too big, but you can almost write the game off at that point. Bomo isn't going to let JT do that, though. bomo waddles forward, picks up, I believe that's 2 kills for him, closes the gap to 7, and JT with 105 HP, bomo on 12, 1 pellet will take him down, and that is exactly what is going to happen to bomo. Able to dodge those rockets, bait a few out, but JT reloads, gets the shotgun blast off. It's 8-17, and bomo is struggling. 8-18, 10 kill lead for JT right now, and bomo is not having a good time trying to take these close range fights. JT knows their way around a close scout fight, and they are making sure bomo knows that.
Yeah, 20-8, really great stuff from JT. As we go in again, and bomo getting the early damage, but immediately gets launched up by the rocket of JT. He's going to try and go take the high ground. Gives a play around the Kraken, just going to be able to shoot him down with that secondary. And JT, once again, getting an early lead, trying to go for the upward directs on the bomo, and probably not going to find them. bomo just playing that crate really well. Going to be able to get his first round of this first point of the second one, but JT already getting a nice lead, 4-1.
Yeah, having a 3-point lead here is going to be very helpful, but bomo wants to close it down as quickly as possible. Having lost that first one so heavy-handedly, you kind of have to play a little bit more aggressively. You have to do some things you might not do normally in a fight here, in a 1v1. You kind of just have to, say, all right, send it. You just have to throw things at the wall and hope they stick. And right now, bomo is down 4. So they really have to start putting things together. They have to try and figure out what pieces of the puzzle are missing. I mean, right now, JT is very weak, though. Bomo, rather, will be able to find their way up beneath the point and is actually taking the fight on a crate here. It's a 1-point game here. 5-6 could easily be tied up by bomo here, getting a lot of damage onto JT, but it looks like JT might be able to take bomo down 5-7.
5-7, bomo just rushing forward, trying to close the distance as JT whips out the secondary. Not going to be able to make it work. It's going to be bomo's secondary that is going to be able to win him that one. Now over on the high ground, JT shoots him down with some great tracking. He's going to make it 8-6, still a 2-point differ. Oh my God, just absolutely monstrous directs coming out from JT on that past life. But bomo is going to be able to respond still. 2-point differential, 9-7. JT gonna make it 3 with that kill onto bomo. Just gonna be forcing him to stick around the hoodoo, not letting him get on to the little overpass of Badlands middle. And bomo now playing around the hoodoo once again is gonna try and make his way up. Is gonna be able to win that one, and once again keeping it only 2 points separating them.
Yeah, there are only 2 points separating these two players here, and it looks like this could be anyone's game here. Bomo had a rough start to the last one. Wouldn't be able, or goodness gracious, I'm having a hard time speaking. I think that coffee's starting to kick in, making me stumble over all my words. But bomo ties up the score here. And I think bomo is trying to make this much closer, is really trying to leave it all out on the field here. It's only a 2-point deficit right now. This is entirely winnable, but it also isn't the end of the world. If bomo, geez, I'm so used to calling bomo bot mode. If bomo loses this map, they can move on to the second one. They can force a third map, and at the end of the day, it's not that big of a deal if bomo loses. I'm pretty sure at this point, anyone who gets knocked out of the tournament or anything is still walking away with some form of cash. So there's nothing to to really be upset about if you get knocked out at this point. But looks like bomo will be able to make the score 13-14.
Yep, 13-14, trying to tie it up here. Very weak around the hoodoo. Isn't going to be able to do so. And now 15-13, and JT inching ever closer to taking this first map and getting that kill on the bomo. It's getting him even closer, only 4 away. Gonna try and chase him down. Bomo playing around the hoodoo on the low ground, just trying to see if he can whittle down JT with some long-range scattergun shots, but JT's got the shotgun, and he knows how to use it. Gonna make it 17-13. This is getting close down to the wire for this first map. Bomo having to play almost perfectly if he wants any shot of walking away with it here. It's only a 4-point differential, but JT looking really good to try and take kick another one, but bomo sneaks around the shithouse and is going to be able to get that kill. Makes it only a 3-point, 17-14, and looks like he should be able to get this one. Very weak. Oh no, JT just pops him up with the shotgun. Only 2 points away from taking this first map. 1 point away. He might be able to do it on this life.
Yeah, it does look like JT is going to be able to take home the Badlands mid win. Wins the series of that map. Was a lot closer than the previous matchup, and they're not even holding back. They don't even give us a moment to gather our bearings. They don't want to wait. They're going straight into product mid here.
Going in on the product mid, and I think in a lot of ways this might be a must win for both of them. Because if they do go on to ammo mod, we already saw JT was looking really good, I assume, in the first 2 matches that he had against Yum Yum on these maps, but he failed to convert against Yum Yum on ammo mod, and Yum Yum was making it look really, really good. So I think, you know, for JT, probably wants to win on Viaduct, so he doesn't have to worry about, you know, ammo mod and having to not use his shotgun, which he's been using to great effect so far in the first 2. But bomo is actually going to be the one getting the early lead 5-2 on Viaduct.
Yeah, and that lead does get cut down slightly, 5-3. But oh my goodness, JT, you can't do that. That is that felt illegal. I don't know why, but that rocket just felt illegal. That lead gets cut down. Oh, he extends it a little bit. bomo gets another kill, but is able to get a 2-point lead, 6-4. But I don't think JT really cares. JT's looking for that extra kill, trying to get another point on the board. So, I mean, at this point, we're at the stage where it is just going to be a lot of manipulating space. We saw it with Yum Yum, where they were struggling to get out of these awkward spots where they were getting held back into where they were spawning, and they would just get obliterated. But as soon as they broke out, they were able to make a lot of things happen. They were able to snowball that momentum. So I guess bomo is trying to make that same thing happen here. Like you said a little bit earlier.
Ooh.
Wow. Goodness me. But
oh my god.
My goodness. Never mind, man. I was going to say a little bit earlier how you said MGE is a game of momentum, but I don't think JT wants me to get that thought out, because goodness gracious, that is a quick lead swept away.
Yeah, you know, he wanted the momentum for himself. He saw you start to talk about it. He's like, no, I'll just yoink that for me. And is able to hit some nasty air shots onto bomo. He's going for the melee, almost gets it onto JT. JT able to defend himself with the shotgun, but bomo was very, very close to being able to get that one. 9-11, JT absolutely turning up the heat. I think basically on a 5K, he doesn't have any kill streak weapons on, so we can't see for sure, but I was enough to be able to start dominating bomo as he gets the revenge on that next life. So it's going to be 10-12. JT going in for the bomb, tries to go for the air shot, misses it, and this should be bomo's one to win, and he is going to be able to get it. And I do wonder, and maybe we can get some insight from one of the soldier players after this is all done, how Viaduct is playing for them, because obviously Badlands mid, you know, it's one that they've all played a lot of times. They've played against soldiers, they've played against scouts a lot, but Viaduct, even though I think it's pretty good for soldiers, it's not one that a lot of soldiers like practice in the same way that you do like your Badlands mid and your Badlands Spire and your Gullywalk Spire. So I mean, we're seeing like some amazing shots come out from JT, so obviously not affecting him too much, but you know, maybe some of the cheekier shots as he tries to go for some kind of like under the little sign and things like that, they may not have as close to muscle memory as maybe something they would do on Badlands.
Yeah, I feel like product middle just isn't the nicest place to play soldier, although I guess we're seeing that theory possibly get squashed here as JT is going on a tear. 3-point lead here and runs the possibility of taking this first round away from bomo. This is entirely possible. It's 19-16 here, 3-point lead, and that is the first round handed over to JT here. And they're not even going to hold back. The second round is already underway, and bomo is going to be the first one to get some damage out here. And bomo will actually get the first kill of the round. I really thought JT would be able to make a little bit more of that, but I guess they were kind of stuck on the lower side of the rock, so having to fight upward there, especially against the scout, just kind of sucks.
Yeah, it does kind of suck, but JT with some nice tracking shoots bomo out of the sky. Duck hunt once again for JT, and he's in a little bit of a shotgun battle, but it's going to be a sawed-off shotgun of bomo that wins that one. Is going to be able to get some nice rockets and gets the damage, gets the kill onto bomo, but JT, he's got his eye on the prize here. He wants to advance further into this tournament, but bomo does as well. Going to be able to win that one, and for bomo, he has to win this round if he wants to try and stay in this tournament any longer. He's jumping on his head. He's going to be able to get it. One of the most annoying situations as a soldier when a scout is so close to you, you're just turning your mouse desperately, frantically trying to track them, and you're not being able to make it work as bomo gets another one onto JT once again, taking an early lead in this viaduct round as he did last time. But JT, will he have the same type of comeback as he did in the previous round?
I do think it's entirely possible. We've seen JT come back from... Well, I don't know if we've seen JT come back from a bigger gap. I don't know what the biggest gap we've seen JT come back from is, but I think it's been set by bomo if it wasn't that high before. One thing I noticed about why Product kind of seems like it wouldn't be very fun to play for MGEs. These spawns are very unfortunate more often than not, and you often just get spawned right in the face of the person you're fighting against. Sometimes it can go in your way, sometimes you're just right there, you get a free meat shot off, but other times JT is just going to be able to immediately look at you and hit you with like a 90, 80, sometimes it'll be a splash, but you'll still take 50 damage from that, lose all your overheal and everything. It's just very unfortunate. So looking at it though, 9-8, nice kill from JT, but this could be tied, or bomo could increase their lead, and that is exactly what he will do. 10-8 here in favor of bomo, but that could change very rapidly.
Yeah, it could change very, very rapidly. We've already seen JT being able to come back from these types of situations as bomo has a little bit of a lead. JT on 1 hit point. He just needs a couple more shots, but no, bomo is going to be the one to get that. Makes it 12-8. Good stuff from bomo as he has to win this round if he wants to try and stay in here. $100 at least for winning this match, guaranteed. A lot more if you're able to go further into the tournament, but it all ends or starts for them right here in this round. JT playing around the rock, trying to track down where is bomo with that shotgun out, but it's going to be bomo's that wins it 13-10. He's jumping over on the high ground, just trying to play around the rock. Is he going to commit? He's got a lot of health. He can afford it, and he is going to be able to get it. Forces JT to come over to him 14-10. JT going to go in for the bomb and is not going to be able to make anything work, and it's going to be 15-10. Bomo looking more and more likely that he's going to be able to win this second round.
Yeah, bomo's win probability just keeps going up and up and up and up, but this could be a little bit of a momentum shift as JT finds a kill. Bomo is able to use the advantage of the rock very, very well, though, and gets a lot of damage off onto JT, barely taking any in return. One shot away, and that is 17-11 now for bomo, but I mean, this is a little brutal right now, but for bomo, this is kind of the best thing that you could be looking for, honestly.
Yeah, really, really good. Only 1 kill away. He's going to be able to take us to a third round, and he does it. 20-12. Really great comeback response from bomo, but he has to do it all over again if he wants to still stay in it, because JT is still with the map advantage, and he just needs this round, and he's going to be able to guarantee him a spot further into this tournament. Bomo loses this, he's going to be knocked out, but bomo immediately getting a nice little early 2K. JT playing very safe around the rock, trying to get some early spam damage off, not going to find him. Bomo just rushes in, gets down with the meat shots, and that is going to be 3-0.
Yeah, bomo is off to a great start here. Does have a little bit of that momentum taken out of his sails, unfortunately for the bomo fans, including myself. That's 3-2. JT able to mop up 2 kills there. And yeah, I think this is a crazy momentum shift, actually. We've seen scores tie up pretty quickly in the early game, but I don't think we've seen 3 kills come in that quickly, at least not on Via. Although we did see Kobe with the triple air shots, and just immediately blowing someone up as soon as they spawned the other day. So maybe we have seen a lead get tied up a little bit quicker than this, but that's neither here nor there. Bomo is up 2 points, now only one, 5-4. Bomo is really trying to use that rock to his advantage, and I don't really blame him. I mean, that's the best thing you can really do against JT here. Just bully him from a distance, force him to come towards you, and you can slowly whittle him down, and he has to try so much harder to get damage onto you. He's gonna shoot up at you, man. It's just the basic concepts of the high ground, and I think Bomo is doing a great job trying to use it, but JT is just, I mean, JT's JT. Fantastic player, doing a great job at preventing Bomo from getting the most out of it.
Yep, doing a lot, but Bomo still in the lead by a little bit, 8-6 at the meantime, 6-8, and Bomo is going to make it 6-9 as he's going to be playing over on the high ground. He's got JT very, very weak and he's going to be able to get that kill. JT going in for the bomb, trying to find the scout, sees him over on the rocks, going to be able to hit the rockets to get that one. 10-7, searching for him. Search and destroy is JT's mission. Not going to be able to fulfill it that time. He's going to have to get some legal complaints because of it. And nice little, he just threads the needle. And oh my God, just shoots him down. Just sends him in, cratering to the ground with that one. Still 12-9, Bomo in the lead, but JT has shown up some fancy moves.
Yeah, JT is really trying to claw this one back. And I mean, if Bomo wins this, they force the third map. Like I said earlier, it's not the end of the world if Bomo loses Badlands mid. I'm fairly confident that they can force a third map, but their lead is dwindling rather quickly. It is a 1-point game here, and Bomo seems like they could fall at any moment, and that score could get tied up. But they're going to be able to maintain a 2-point lead for the time being, really trying to use their movement here, but a nice rocket from JT. Another nice rocket, getting some early damage onto Bomo. 15
tied game
here. Yeah, it's all tied up here as we could see JT walk away with this one.
Yeah, Bomo makes it 16-15. He has got to play perfectly, but JT with an amazing couple of rockets ties it up once again. It's so down to the wire. You can see how they're playing. They're so playing, just trying to make sure that they're not giving any freebies. Tries to go for the air shot there, but Bomo's super weak, and it's going to be 17-17. 3 points away for either one of them to either win the series outright or take us to a third map. JT just playing so careful behind the little door, the little signs there, as he's going to be able to get some rockets. He's going to be 2 away, trying to take down Bomo. Search and destroy is his mission. Once again, wasn't able to fulfill it last time. Can he do it this time? No, Bomo is going to be able to get it. 18-18, 2 points away. They meet each other. Bomo is going to be taking a lot of damage, but he gets to kill 19. Bomo, 1 away. Can he do it? Gets a little bit of damage early on in this round. Gets some bit onto JT. Bit of favorable trade, but JT gets it. Now, if he misses this one, it is going to be Bomo out of a tournament or JT moving on, and it should be JT with the pistol, and he gets it.
Oh, my 6K channel points.
You hate to see it, Bomo fans. You hate to see it. But jokes aside, that is a fantastic matchup there. 19-20. That's as close as you can get it. Fantastic game right there. JT walking away with that one. And I mean, you can't even complain. Even if you are a Bomo fan, even if you lose 6,000 channel points, we had a good run. Bomo fans.
Yeah. Listen, for all the Bomo fans out there, had an amazing run. I'm a Bomo fan as well, and he did phenomenal during the whole tournament. So you can't really be too disappointed. He's still going to be walking away with $300 dues, which is an insane amount for an MGE tournament. So, like you said earlier, he shouldn't be feeling too bad about himself. And all things considered, he took out some pretty good people to get here. He took out, might have taken out a little guy called Banny. I don't know if you heard about him. He took out Slemnish. He's had a lot of great battles that he was able to come out on top of. But at the end of the day, not going to be able to best JT, who's going to be moving on to the winner of Higher versus Holly, which I don't know if that ended. But the winner of that is going to have a chance to play Yum Yum, and the winner of that has a chance to play Kobe in the grand final. So still a lot of MGE action on the way. But, the stakes, they're starting to feel real now. People are getting kicked out of a tournament. We're down to only a few select players left. And, I think, every kill is really just like a lot of money on the line, because the difference between fourth and fifth, I think, was around about, $100. Fifth place got 300, fourth place got 400. Now, between fourth and third, that's $200, third and second, $400, and second and first, $1,000 difference. So you're really starting to feel the pressure.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, every kill you get is worth significantly more money, and also every time you lose, you lose out on a hefty sum. You lose out on a comically large money bag that you can sling over your shoulder. It is, at this point, the money that you are losing by losing becomes a little bit hard to conceptualize. Although, I guess with prices of everything, $600 can maybe get you a Big Mac, maybe half of one if you're lucky. But
maybe a Big Mac, just the Soul Mac. It's not even a Big Mac. It's like
the concept of a Big Mac.
Yeah, it's just a medium Mac. The Mac's been on a diet. He ain't big anymore.
Wouldn't that just be like a quarter pounder?
I guess. Yeah. He's been on a diet. He's been he's been slimming down, half eaten, half eaten Big Mac.
The half eaten Big Mac.
For 600 big ones, we can give you a half eaten Big Mac.
Epic picture on screen. Poor
That
Kobe.
is an epic picture.
Poor Kobe.
On screen.
The last man standing.
The last one. The last of the G6ers. Man, Caps didn't even enter this tournament. What the heck, bro? Or Chris, as he's going by now. Might be. But Kobe, yeah, one of the last ones from that little group, still in it. But we've got a lot. We got a lot of amazing players still battling out. I still don't know if Higher or Holly won, but whoever one of them is going to face off against JT, we still got Yum Yum, and we still got Kobe. So we still got our fair amount of pure sixes representation. We've also got our half the remaining cast being MGE Lord. So a good split down the middle.
Yeah, and just to answer your uncertainty, Higher knocked out Halu, I believe,